Guys can see me. Hello, good people. Want to make sure you guys can see me okay. Make sure, yeah, you can see me getting on these key details. Perfect. Hey guys, thank you for joining on in, getting everything set up right now for us. Hope you guys have had a wonderful Sunday. There. Okay, I'm a few minutes early. I'm just trying to make sure everything in the studio is set up. Got all my paints together. I like to kind of put them all in like different colors, like my warm colors, my cool colors, my flesh tone colors, and then my neutral colors. So those look pretty good. All my brushes are nice and good. Good, and then all my paint is set. Water is good to go. Like having these little racks here. Got a little music going on. Hope you like tonight's playlist. Brought to you by DJ Maudisha. She doesn't like when I say that. Probably should stop. Okay. Got that together. All right, making sure we're all good. I know you guys have seen this painting before. I really got to get it done today. Like that's my number one goal for the day is to get this painting done. And you guys are gonna help me, man. Your energy is really gonna push me to really get this work done. And it seems like I have everything that I need. Awesome. Hey, I'd like to welcome you here to my studio. For those who have been rocking with me, thank you so much for tuning in again on this Sunday. For those who are new to seeing Lionel, again, my name is Lionel the Painter, and I'm so happy that you are here to join me in my studio. If you're creative, and that means everybody's a creative in some type of way, please grab your medium, grab your materials, and create with me. Whether you're just writing in a journal or whether you're cooking something, grab what you do, man. Let's jam out. And if you just want to relax and just watch me paint and listen to this awesome music, and you want to grab some wine or some water or some juice, you can do that too and join along. Thank you guys so much for being here. So, if you've been rocking with me, you know I'm diving into Afrofuturism. What I've been doing is taking Bible stories and re-imaging them in an Afrofuturistic lens. And so tonight, I started this one on Easter Sunday. Tonight, I'm going to work a little bit more on this particular piece. It is my goal to get it done today. These larger paintings, they're really they're hard to get done quickly, but I'm going to do some pretty key things that are going to change this painting a lot. You're going to see me work in layers. So you might see me do one thing here, then I'll move to another spot, not allow that to dry, and I'll move to another spot, and then I'll move to another spot. Then you'll see me kind of going up and down. Stay with me, bear with me. It'll all come out in the end. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you have whatever your medium or materials are, grab them and let's just create together, man. Let's create together. Let's vibe out. All right, so I'm first. This is a halo. I've kind of re-imaged the halo, and it's kind of from that Black Power sign thick. So that's what you see here. But it's also like a medallion kind of piece, but it's behind his head. I need to make it start to glow and illuminate. So I have two different types of gold. I have a darker gold and then I have a lighter gold. I'm going to start with this darker gold to start making that really start to shine out some. I'm going to kind of leave a little bit of space But I'm gonna start making these little lines. I'm gonna go all the way around. So I'm just gonna add these all around. I'm being nice and gentle with my brush. I'm making sure that I just lightly tap the canvas. And again, I'm gonna layer. So again, I'm gonna make this darker layer, and then I'm gonna lighten it up with a lighter layer, and then you'll really start to see the glow. But what I will have to do, I will have to allow this to dry in order to put on the other coat. I want to know, Ian, like, how are you doing? Like, how was your weekend? What is something like really cool that you did this weekend? Hopefully inside the house. Gotta add that in there. Hopefully inside the house. One really cool thing that we did this weekend, we had a dance party. My wife and I, like some of the fitness stuff we do, like we've been working in this like 305 fitness, which is like really it's really cool. It infuses like different dances and like toning your body and everything. And so I never thought that I would actually be doing it. My wife invited me to classes, before we had to quarantine. And I was like, man, I am not doing that. Well, they're on YouTube, and they do live sessions just about every day. And so one day I tried it, and I really, really liked it. And so we had a dance party, and we've been kind of doing it for the last like 3 weeks. So we had a dance party. And so let's just say like my moves during this dance party were like pretty good. Pretty good. I surprised myself. Freestyle. We also took out like a disco ball and just had the disco ball spinning, turned off the lights, and we were just like having a really good time, jamming and music. I'm loving that so many different DJs are just man, just doing their thing, man. It's really important, even beyond quarantine, man, to be spreading love, joy, and light, man. We do that with like whatever medium that we have, whatever your talent is. Make some of these strokes a little bit longer as well. And I'm just lightly pulling with my brush. Just like that. I'm really grateful for like the responses I've been getting about the live painting. Or not live painting, but the live painting, but also the paint party that's happening on May 8th. If you want to join that party, please again subscribe to LionelD.com/subscribe so I can send you all the information that you need, certain materials. And so that those materials also come in on time, I'm asking, please, please, please subscribe by Wednesday so I can get that to you. And so that your materials don't get like backed up and they get there before that Friday of May 8th. And that's also in my my bio. Please invite a friend, man. Invite all your friends. It's free. Wednesday, we got some pretty good ideas of what we could paint. I won't say yet until Wednesday. So make sure that you subscribe so you can find out what we're painting. Something really, really cool though. And inspirational too. I just love the idea. If you're one of those people who actually like said it when you were here with me on Wednesday, don't say anything yet, guys. Don't say anything. She's just a girl and she's on fire. Hotter than a fantasy. Only like a highway. So again, I'm still adding that light as I go all the way over. You might not be able to see it all clearly just yet. You will be once I add the lighter one. A lot of work. It's all about the layering. And I think sometimes like that's the hardest thing. Just being patient and allowing that particular process to just go and happen. You gotta respect the process, whether it's painting, whether it's working out, building your career, whatever you do. You gotta respect that process. It's so hard. So hard. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see my last painting. For those who didn't, it was a painting that I did a while ago, but it was something that wasn't completely right with it. Well, it was actually several things that were completely right. And so I started to fix or right some of the things that were not right with it. And man, she came out like really beautiful. If you have not seen that piece, you should definitely check it out. It's definitely on my IG page, my Facebook page. It's pretty awesome. In the coming weeks, I'll probably have some other ones as well that I'll kind of recreate or re-image for you guys. I'm just so happy, like, to have the opportunity and the time to really practice my craft. I've noticed like a significant difference in me being able to paint each and every day. So like it's really been a blessing to be able to do so. Because ultimately, like, this is my dream. To be a full-time artist. Build people, bring them together. Give people something to think about. All right, so they're pretty good. Like, has a really nice glow going on already. It'll get even better once I add that other layer. But I'm gonna allow that to dry. When we have certain layers, sometimes it's better for things to dry before we start adding a different layer. This is one of those times that we're gonna do that. I'm gonna clean off my brush because it's always important to respect your brush. I'm trying to do a better job of not putting my palette on the floor. You guys haven't been able to see, but I'm actually stepping in my paint every once in a while. So I'm trying to be more thoughtful and intentional as I'm doing these things. So cleaning off my brush. Again, I'm gonna allow the halo to dry. I'm gonna actually move to the hair. I've had a really fun time. Painting hair lately, especially with those last two pieces that I've been working on. So I use several different brushes to do several different things. So I'm gonna get some help from these friends right here. This again is something that you have to like really like layer up. And so I have a couple of different colors that I'm gonna use for the hair. I have a little bit of white, gray, black, and I'm going to use a little bit of this darker brown as well. It's going to be a lot of mixing. I don't want to put like a pure white on there. Black, gray, they're fine, but I don't want to put a pure white because then he'll start to kind of look like an old man. So, first, I'm going to play around with my gray. I kind of want my highlights to be like right here. His hair is kind of like it's not a box, but it's more of like a pyramid, almost, or triangle. So I want my highlights to kind of be up here. I just wanted to try something a little bit different. It is definitely different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move around in little circles. So I'm just swirling around little circles. This is an area that's going to be like highly highlighted. So that's why I'm making these swirls. And if you can really see, like I've already kind of started the process already. Just want to really build up that hair texture. So I'm going around and around and around and around. And again, this is going to take some patience with the layering. It's not going to come out looking like the hair that I want it to look like at first, and that's okay. I have to respect the process, even though it's oh so hard. I'm going around in circles. I'm really excited. Right after this studio session, I want to say John P. Key and Hezekiah Walker are having a battle. I'm really interested to see it, but it's going to be pretty cool. I was also listening to a little bit of D-Nice today earlier. Like he's giving tribute to HBCUs, and like you can donate to the United Euro Fund and really help out those students who are at HBCUs right now. I know like one of my sisters is at Grambling State University. So it's so important to like support our students, man. Their education and them following their dreams is just so important for us to make sure that we invest in. You weren't able to see, but Freddie did join us for like a quick second. For those who don't know Freddie, Freddie is my cat. I have a cat named Freddie. His full name is Frederick Douglass. And I have a dog. His name is Polo. Freddie is a very regal black cat. That's what a lot of people say when they meet Freddie. Freddie is not your typical cat. I just called Polo, and Polo just came in. He's right now. He's at my leg, but I can pull him up and say hello. Come here, buddy. I can stop for a second. He came in. So normally, you see Freddie in the studio more than often. Like he'll go behind all these canvases and he'll peek his head out and he'll look at me. Or sometimes he'll actually sit behind me and like watch me. Polo, normally he'll stay in his little bed outside of the studio. Lately, Polo has been guarding the door, which is it's been pretty funny and interesting to see. He's been guarding the door, and I guess he's really been feeling my energy. He's like, yo, I know, hey, Dad, like, you're really, like, killing it, and I know, like, this art is really important to you, and it's going to be important to millions and millions of other people, like, past our own, like, expiration. So, like, he's just standing there, like, making sure that everything's safe. So I really appreciate that, buddy. This is Polo, everybody. Polo. All right. Put it next to the door. So I still want to continue to layer up. Make sure I get the correct brush. And he's still with us. He's sitting right in front. He has a front row seat. He's also kind of sniffing the drop cloth. You're wondering what kind of dog he is. I had him for almost 7 years. I didn't figure this out till like a year ago. Like I've always known like he's a Shih Tzu, but like he's not like full Shih Tzu because as you saw, he's like really, really tiny. Shih Tzus are like 14 pounds. He's like a little less than half of that. He is, I found out on Instagram, I think my wife was on Instagram and she's like, hey, this looks like Polo. He's a Shorkie. And that's a mix of a Shih Tzu and a Yorkie. Just pretty interesting. I actually got Polo from the Atlanta Humane Society when I used to live in Atlanta. I remember looking in the kennel. You have to like look down in the smaller dog and puppy area. And I remember like he was the only dog that like hopped up and was just trying to say like hello. And I had him ever since then. Never would have thought I would have had a little dog. I was a big dog person actually. Like a nice lab. Maybe a Doberman. Pit. Very nice dogs, man. Alright. So I'm gonna leave this the way that it is. I'm gonna let it dry again. And then I'm gonna move on to actually building up some facial hair. And then you'll see me kind of go right back up and start layering. And again, with all of these, I'm kind of using the same process. I'm adding one layer, allowing it to dry, move into another space. Then I want to just sit here and wait all day. There's so many different things that have to be done with this pattern. I want to make sure that like I even stay like on track with it. So I actually wrote a list of things that I need to get done. And so I definitely put the halo. I need to finish like the highlights. So I've done a pretty good job in the face. The rest of the body just needs a little bit more highlight. Hair, doing with his hair, his head. I'm also gonna add with the crown of thorns here. So that's going to be really important. Lips, I've kind of started on. They need a little more work. I need to add some more highlights, a little more shades to really define the lips out. You can't see it, but like his underwear, garment, or whatever you want to call it, it needs a little more work with the details. And then, of course, because this is like Jesus on the cross, like I need to make sure that I'm depicting like all the things, the really horrendous things that were done to him. So once I finish those particular things, then I'm going to definitely add the blood and the scars and everything. I'm not going to get like real gruesome, but like I definitely want to make sure like that point is across. And then I want to make sure lastly that I come to my bandana part right here that's over him. They're supposed to, all seeing eye goes here. And then there's some other decorative parts within the bandana. And once I get that, then I should be done. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's 8 things to do. It sounds like a lot, but hopefully I knock out most of that right now with you guys. All right, so I still have these 3 brushes right now. I'm not going to need them, so I'm going to put them over to the side. Make sure I clean them off. It's important to respect your brushes. You see me use this one a lot. I really like this brush. I'm going to work on his facial hair now. So he has a mustache, a beard, and it kind of goes all the way up here. I'm actually not gonna make any hair yet. Right now, I'm just gonna kind of give like a shadow of it being there. And so in order to do that, I'm grabbing a little bit of brown, but I'm also gonna dip my brush in the water. I need just a little bit of water on there. And so again, I want to make sure that I'm respecting the process. It'd be great to just start like adding on little strands of hair on his face. That would be easy. But I'm not trying to go for easy anymore. I'm trying to go for just building my own process. So I'm just adding a little bit. I'm leaving a little bit of this highlight above his lip. It's really important. We're really showing like all those details. I'm gonna add some straight down. I didn't have to add like too much detail down in this area because I knew like I was just gonna cover most of it up. I made sure the main things that needed to be there got there. Here we go. So right now, it's just really, really light, and that's totally fine. That's what we want. Because then when I come back, I can really start to layer it up. And you'll see like this layer right here, very, very important. Again, in my work, I've been trying to be really, really intentional. And I'm glad I've had this opportunity to do so. Have the opportunity and the time. And again, I'd like to say thank you for joining me in the studio. I'm really looking forward to this paint party. And if you just tuned in, having a paint party on May 8th. The paint party, if you want to join it, you got to subscribe to LionelD.com/subscribe to get all the info about what we'll be doing, the materials that you need. And it's totally cool if you already have your own materials. Just use those. If not, I'm going to give you a place or two where you can get those supplies from. I'm always about having choices. What you can get, what you like, what you enjoy. If you're painting or doing anything, it should be all about like what you want to do. You have to feel like connected to like what you're doing. Connection is very, very important. So again, I'm just layering his beard up right now. It's just brown. This is just the beginning layer. It won't end up like that. Just a good layer to start on. Something it's really gonna like build up a lot. Um, and this is something I've been practicing too. I'm watching different things, looking at how other artists like attempt doing facial hair. I would say the same thing about ears as well. I feel like I tend to kind of just quickly brush over the ears. Not because I don't know. Ears are very important because they help you hear, of course. But there's so many different like things going on like inside of your ear. Like the ears are so intricate, and it has so many different like folds and everything. And so I always try to like skip over that. But now I'm just trying to do better. Gotta do better. If I want my work to be in museums, in galleries, not just here in Washington, D.C. or the surrounding states, but around the United States, around the entire world, I have to make sure that I'm creating work that's good enough for everyone to see. And I have to go in like full-heartedly with it and be very intentional. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm going to do. I really tried to make sure, like my quarantine time, that I'm really working on myself. It's like that's really important. Being a full-time artist, like it is my dream to be able to support my family, but do what I love to do. And not only that, but like help others, inspire others. There's so many things in the world that brings us down. Yeah. All right, so that layer looks pretty good. Just make sure he has enough for his beard. I think that's pretty good. Now we can go back up here. It seems like yep, it's very dry. I'm slicking my hair straight across. It's very dry. It's ready to go. So I'm gonna clean off my brush. I'm still gonna use this one. Again, you gotta respect your material, so I'm gonna make sure I clean this off. And I have this really big cup of water, or bucket of water, really. I've started wearing aprons again. My wife kind of got on me about like continuing to put it on my clothes. Like normally, I try to like put the paint on my clothes and everything. It's a habit. So I'm trying to do better, so I'm not messing up all my clothes. It's okay though. Can always get more eventually. Okay. Now, I want to bring this out even more, so I'm going to use a lighter gold. And I really like this particular gold. It's very nice and bright. It's the same gold that I used for this. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before, same technique of going around and adding little streaks. I still want some of the darker gold to shine in just a little bit to offer some of that contrast. So you're not going to see me paint like every single stroke over. Again, I'm layering, so I want to make sure that I'm respecting what I've already put on there as well. With this particular piece, I want it to be very intentional. You can see like there's a lot of stars at the bottom. There is like a lot of stars. I wouldn't dare count it because I don't think I have enough time to count it. Maybe somebody will do it someday. It has to probably be over several million little stars. And even the ones that you see kind of in the forefront, there's so many like way off in the background. it's pretty crazy. But I wanted to make sure I took my time. I wanted that to kind of represent like all the people and all the future people that like Christ would save. So that's why I intentionally put so many. I thought that was something that was really important. I also decided, like the wooden cross that you see, I want to be intentional with that too. So like this is actually ebony. I was actually like referencing an ebony wood picture to really like get this. Now there was no like crosses that I could really really reference from, so I had to really just look at the wood, and then like I have some wood pieces in here, so I could kind of like figure out like how certain things would like look, so I could get the right perspective. Because in this perspective, you're kind of like looking downward a little bit, and so like you're like way up on the cross, kind of like with him as well. One of my viewers to kind of have that feeling like of like actually being like up there, like levitated, like with him too. You'll also see other like different like Enigma symbols like in my work as well. Here's one here, and here's another one. I don't know if anyone's like familiar with these Enigma symbols, but if you know what this one is, yo, put it in the comments. If you know what this one is back here, put that one in the comments too. What do you think like this even means right here? Some streaks outside. Though I have to work tomorrow. Definitely have to work tomorrow. I'm really trying to get this done. I'm hoping I don't have to pull an all-nighter. I have, like this week, I'm just making it a goal to get this piece, my Adam and Eve piece, and then also this piece that you see behind me. Like I want to get all of them done by Thursday. So please send out like all of your positive vibes for me to actually get that done. The other pieces that you saw me do last week on last Sunday and Wednesday, why were they easier pieces? Because it was easier to do someone's face and their hair and a little bit of the background. These, I'm doing like the whole background. I'm doing like the person, their body, all those details, and then also small little intentional pieces. Those were done, like certain things were done intentionally with those, but those were so much faster and easier to complete. But I'm adding more shine, and you're seeing how this lighter gold is really bringing out that shine. Let it shine on, let it shine on. I really like this particular gold. I think one day it'd be kind of cool to play around with some gold leaf too, putting some gold leaf in these. Focus on me. Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the stove, hot roses running, I keep looking at you. Stuck on your phone, you're stuck in your soul. You don't ever, but I want you. Baby, I just want you to get up. I'm already noticing up here, I may have to try a more targeted approach. It doesn't illuminate or like shine as much as it would on these others, and that's okay. I can always fix it. I might have to layer up just a little bit more on those areas. I might also have to add a little bit of black in it, maybe. By the way, like if you guys have any questions about like what I'm doing, like feel free to ask them. I might not be able to get to it right away. My wife will definitely tell me about them, and then I'll definitely be able to answer those questions for you guys. I really hope that you're really taking this time right now to like really do your self-care, just showing you, like focusing on yourself, your family. Resting, relaxing, building something, starting something that you have the intention of doing and just haven't had the time. As a whole globe, whole earth, right? Like we're going through like a really tough time, man. So it's really important that you bring as much joy and light into your world like as possible. So make sure you're doing things that make you feel happy, things that are safe, but like that are making you happy. And like the time, like it's really bad. It's really bad. But you gotta stay praying up, optimistic or whatever you believe in. Like again, like peace, love, joy, so important. As you guys can see, that's really coming out now. And what I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna actually grab a smaller brush to get a couple of smaller lines in there. So I'm gonna make sure I respect this brush. Came off nice and good. Okay. And then I'm just gonna lightly add just a little bit more. Because I want that shine. I want some thin shines of light, I guess you would say. Streaks of light. I'll be waiting there with my tricks, my notes, just someone low key. If you tell the world, oh boy, see I'm trusting you, my heart, my soul. And back in there. I let this go. I hope you respond so far. How much is it? It's in my heart. See your doors open. Very good. Not now. Say yes, say no. Cause I need somebody to your best. And it like really makes a difference. This small little detail, it might be hard for you to see it from your screen, but when you go to the museum to see this work, you'll really see like how those little thin streaks really make that glow like pop even more. It's about those details. You hear me say that a lot, right? It's about the intentionality. It's been like my biggest thing this year, intentionality. Have you guys been watching the Jordan documentary? Yo, I've seen a little bit of it. I have not watched. It's kind of sad. Like I haven't even got past the first episode. So that's pretty bad. That's cool on me right now. I've been trying to like really work on this. I really want to like stop and give it like the time that it deserves. I saw like a little bit of it, and I could already tell like it was like really amazing. I didn't want to like multitask just yet. I really want to like see it. That might be like one of the first things I do once I finish all of these pieces, as a gift to myself. But if you've seen it, man, like, yo, let's talk about it, man. Don't spoil it, but like, let's talk about it. I halfway remember most of all this stuff that happened. So you're gonna see me once I finish going down this way. I'm gonna move back to the hair. You might actually see me add like a different color in there. It's always good to add a lot of different color. It makes everything so much more rich. Just adding these little more here too. We are a little more than like halfway done. We've got another maybe 15 minutes to go. Hopefully within this 15 minutes, I'm not gonna try to really rush it, but like in this next 15 minutes, hopefully you'll see me add a little bit more here and then actually start layering up these beard here. This last 15 minutes, like you're really enjoying what you're seeing. Yo, text a friend real quick, then hop back on. Invite them on to see what's going on here. I appreciate like your support. It's really like uplifting like during this time. And I'm hoping I'm doing the same. I'm hoping we're inspiring and pushing each other. In this moment, and like I hope like past like this particular moment. So we have that. It's looking good right there. I'm going to clean this brush off. It's so important to clean your brushes. I say that not only for you, I keep saying it to myself. Sometimes I forget, like the animals might be doing something they shouldn't be doing, and so I'm like jetting out, or I might get like really tired or sleepy, and I felt like I washed them and I didn't, and then I get up in the morning and I'm like, oh man, this brush is like too hard right now. So it's important to make sure you clean your materials off. Okay. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mix a little gray, a little bit of brown together. It's gonna be the next color I'm gonna layer in. And again, I'm gonna go around in small little circles. You might also see me do like some like C's or some U's here and there. Doing this, it just adds on to the texture. So I'm gonna add some here. Usually, like my last layer is usually black, where I start to kind of cover up some of these little strands of hair that you see. And like the more I've been kind of experimenting and practicing, like I like the method of how I create here. Is this the best method? I don't know. There's so many different ones out there. This one works for me. And I based it off of what I saw like other people doing as well. Not like taking like fully, but like grasping it in my own way and then creating it like however I do it, my style of doing it. Starting to smell like really good. My wife, she's cooking, making me hungry and salivate a little bit. So if you're like, man, why is it hard for him to talk? Hungry. It smells really, really good. Hear whatever it is, just sizzling. Ooh, can't wait. What are you eating tonight? Or what did you eat tonight? Anybody have anything interesting? Create anything really nice? We have some chefs on here. I really respect chefs. I really love food. My grandmother, probably like most grandmothers, she was the unofficial chef. She was amazing, man. Oh my goodness. Used to, man, we would go to Louisiana because that's where my mother's family is from. And, man, we would pick out. That woman could cook. That woman could cook. She always, every time we went, she'd always try to make sure she made like at least one of your favorite dishes. All right, so like she knew I love apple pie, so like she'd create like this beautiful apple cobbler, or she knew that we like sausage biscuits. So I mean, like biscuits from scratch, she would make it. Really appreciated that. Really appreciated that. Shout out to the grandmothers. And guys, we have 5 minutes. So you won't be able to sing like this whole, I won't say transformation, but like the rest of this particular process. But I do want to say, like, I really appreciate you guys joining in, being in my studio, supporting me, man. Like, this is really awesome, man. And like, yo, you just don't know how much I appreciate this. The next session is on Wednesday. It's at 8 p.m. Again, please, 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 if you're enjoying these, please invite friends. Invite friends to join in, to follow, to really see and support this work. Also, May 8th from 7 to 9, I'm doing a paint party. That paint party is going to be amazing. If you want to be a part of it, you have to subscribe to LionelD.com/subscribe. And that's also linked in my bio. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. We'll wash this brush off a little bit. And then I'm gonna move back down into his beard. I'm gonna use a different brush. Yes. I'm not gonna go straight black just yet. I'm actually gonna take a variation. So that brownish gray that I just had, I'm gonna actually mix it into that brownish gray. I need a little bit more. A little more gray in there too. Because we have to layer this up. Good. Clean that off. So I'm gonna add a couple more streaks. I don't have to get like too detailed just yet. So I'm gonna start adding a couple of strands. And I'm just lightly, you can see that I'm just kind of going just like that to kind of create that texture of hair. Almost a like pull. I put enough paint on this particular piece where it's smooth. So it gets smoother. The more paint that I add, it gets smoother. And the easier it is to kind of really slide that paint across the canvas. It's just a good feeling too, man. The smoothness is just a really good feeling. We have a few minutes left. I'm trying to see if I can knock this beard out a little bit for you guys so you can see a little bit of the impression of the beard and the textures and how I did it. You could say like you saw some of the more like pivotal parts. It's like, yo, I saw like when that beard was just brown and it looked a little weird. Like it's amazing he was able to get it to do all of that, of what he just did. Later on, like you'll see like more individual strands. But what I have right here, oh so important. Oh so important. And again, I'm just lightly pulling down. I do need to kind of go up there just a little bit. She has a pretty big beard. I wish I could like actually grow that. I did a family genealogy and found out like I probably won't be able to grow a whole bunch of facial hair the way I would really want, like a nice like, full beard. Probably won't ever be able to do that. That's okay. It's okay. I've come to terms with it. It's okay. Add a couple more of these streaks. We have 1 more minute. So I'm just going to add this final streak right here. And I'm going to continue to work on this, but I'm going to pause right there. Thank you guys so much for joining me in my studio. I can't wait to see you guys again on Wednesday. Please invite a friend, and thank you guys so much. Take care.